Psalms 31 through 45 of the Book of the Psalms, American Bible Union. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Mark Penfold. Psalms 31 through 45 of the Book of the Psalms, American Bible Union. Psalm 31. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In thee, Jehovah, have I trusted. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Incline to me thine ear. Rescue me speedily. Be thou to me for a rock of defense, for a house of refuge to save me. For my rock and my fortress art thou, and for thy name's sake thou wilt guide me and lead me. Thou wilt bring me out from the net which they hid for me, for thou art my defense. Into thy hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, Jehovah, God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities. But in Jehovah do I trust. I will exult and rejoice in thy kindness, for thou hast seen my affliction, hast known the troubles of my soul, and hast not shut me up in the hand of an enemy, hast set my feet in a large place. Be gracious to me, Jehovah, for I am in trouble. Wasted is my eye with grief, my soul and my bowels, for my life is spent with sorrow, and my years with sighing. My strength fails because of my iniquity, and my bones are wasted. Because of all my adversaries I am become a reproach, and to my neighbors exceedingly, and a dread to my acquaintance. When they saw me in the street, they fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man, out of mind. I am become like a broken vessel. For I heard the slander of many. Terror was on every side. While they consulted together against me, they plotted to take away my life. But in thee did I trust, O Jehovah. I said, Thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Rescue me from the hand of my enemies and from my persecutors. Cause thy face to shine upon thy servant. In thy mercy save me. Jehovah, let me not be ashamed, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, be put to silence in the underworld. Let lying lips be struck dumb, that speak rudely against the righteous, in pride and scorn. How great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou wilt hide them in the covert of thy presence from the snares of men. Thou wilt secrete them in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be Jehovah! For he has shown me his marvelous kindness as in a strong city. And yet I said in my alarm, I am cut off from before thine eyes. But thou didst hear the voice of my supplications when I cried to thee for help. Love Jehovah, all ye his saints. Jehovah preserves the faithful, and abundantly requites him that acts proudly. Be of good courage, and let your heart be strong, all ye that hope in Jehovah. Psalm 32. Didactic Psalm of David. Happy he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Happy the man to whom Jehovah imputes not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones wasted away, through my groaning all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the droughts of summer. I will make known to thee my sin, and my iniquity I have not covered. I said, I will confess my transgressions to Jehovah, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. For this let every godly one pray to thee, in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in floods of great waters they will not come near him. Thou art a hiding place for me. Thou wilt preserve me from trouble. Thou wilt surround me with songs of deliverance. I will instruct thee, and will direct thee in the way that thou shouldst go. I will give counsel, with mine eye upon thee. Be not as the horse, as the mule without understanding. With bit and bridle his mouth is to be curbed, lest he come near to thee. Many sorrows are to the wicked. But he that trusts in Jehovah, mercy will encompass him. Rejoice in Jehovah, and exult, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye upright in heart. Psalm 33. Rejoice in Jehovah, ye righteous. Praise is becoming to the upright. Give praise to Jehovah with the harp. With a 10-stringed lute sing praise to him. Sing to him a new song. Play skillfully with joyful sound. For the word of Jehovah is right, and all his work is in faithfulness. He loves righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the kindness of Jehovah. By the word of Jehovah were the heavens made, and all their host by the breath of his mouth. He gathered the sea as a heap. He laid up the depths in storehouses. Let them be afraid of Jehovah, all the earth. Let them stand in awe of him, all the inhabitants of the world. For he said it, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. Jehovah brought the counsels of the nations to naught. He frustrated the devices of the peoples. The counsel of Jehovah shall stand forever, the devices of his heart to all generations. Happy the nation whose God is Jehovah, the people he has chosen as a heritage for him. Jehovah looks from heaven. He sees all the sons of man. From the place of his habitation he looks on all the inhabitants of the earth. He that fashioned all their hearts, that considers all their works. The king is not saved by a multitude of a host. A mighty man is not rescued by great strength. The horse is a vain thing for safety, and he will not deliver by his great strength. Behold, the eye of Jehovah is on them that fear him, on them that hope in his mercy, to rescue their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul has waited for Jehovah. He is our help and our shield. For in him shall our heart rejoice, for we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, Jehovah, be upon us, according as we have hoped in thee. Psalm 34. A psalm of David, when he disguised his reason before Abimelech, and he drove him away, and he departed. I will bless Jehovah at all times. His praise shall ever be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Jehovah. The humble will hear and will be glad. Magnify Jehovah with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Jehovah, and he answered me, and from all my fears he delivered me. They looked to him and brightened, and let not their faces blush. This sufferer called, and Jehovah heard, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of Jehovah encamps around them that fear him, and delivers them. Taste and see that Jehovah is good. Happy the man that trusts in him. Fear Jehovah, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. Young lions lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Jehovah shall want no good. Come, ye sons, hearken to me. I will teach you the fear of Jehovah. Who is the man that desires life, that loves days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of Jehovah are toward the righteous, and his ears to their cry for help. The face of Jehovah is against them that do evil, to cut off their memory from the earth. They cried, and Jehovah heard, and rescued them out of all their troubles. Jehovah is near to the broken in heart, and he will save such as are contrite in spirit. Many are the evils of the righteous, but Jehovah will deliver him out of them all. He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil will slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be held guilty. Jehovah redeems the soul of his servants, and none shall be held guilty that trust in him. Psalm 35, a psalm of David. Strive, O Jehovah, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Lay hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for my help. And draw out the spear, and shut up against my pursuers. Say to my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek for my soul. Let them be turned back and put to confusion that devise my harm. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and the angel of Jehovah thrust them down. Let their way be dark and slippery, and the angel of Jehovah chase them. For without cause they hid for me their pitfall, without cause they digged it for my soul. Let destruction come upon him unawares, and his net which he hid, let it take him. With destruction let him fall therein. And my soul shall exult in Jehovah, shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Jehovah, who is like thee, rescuing the sufferer from one stronger than he, the sufferer and the needy from his spoiler. Cruel witnesses rise up against me. What I am not conscious of they ask of me. They requite me evil for good. Forsaken is my soul. But as for me, In their sickness my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer will return into my bosom. I behaved as if it were a friend, a brother to me. I bowed down gloomily as one that mourns for a mother. But at my halting they rejoiced and were gathered together. The abject were gathered against me, and I knew it not. They did tear, and ceased not. Among hypocritical mockers for bread, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Restore my soul from their destructions, my life from the young lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. In the multitude of people I will praise thee. Let not them that are wrongfully my enemies rejoice over me, nor let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause. For they speak not peace, and against the quiet ones of the land they devise words of deceit. And they open wide their mouth against me. They have said, Aha! Aha! Our eye has seen it. Thou hast seen it, Jehovah. Be not silent. Lord, be not far from me. Arouse thee, and awake for my right, for my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me according to thy righteousness, Jehovah my God, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their heart, Aha! Our desire! Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and put to confusion together that rejoice in my harm. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor, they that act proudly against me. Let those shout for joy and be glad that favor my just cause. And let them ever say, Jehovah be magnified, who delights in the welfare of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness, of thy praise, all the day long. Psalm 36. To the chief musician, a psalm of the servant of Jehovah, of David. The transgression of the wicked says within my heart, There is no fear of God before his eyes, for he flatters himself in his own eyes, till his iniquity be found out, to be hated. The words of his mouth are falsehood and deceit. He has ceased to do wisely, to do well. He devises mischief upon his bed. He takes his stand upon a way that is not good. He abhors not evil. Jehovah, thy mercy is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness unto the clouds. Thy righteousness is like the mountains of God. Thy judgments are a great deep. Man and beast thou dost save, O Jehovah. How precious is thy loving kindness, O God! And the sons of man may trust in the shadow of thy wings. They shall be fully satisfied with the abundance of thy house, and thou wilt make them drink of the river of thy pleasures. For with thee is the fountain of life. In thy light shall we see light. Continue thy loving kindness to them that know thee, and thy righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked drive me away. There are the workers of iniquity fallen. They are thrust down, and will not be able to rise. Psalm 37. A psalm of David. Fret not thyself at evildoers. Be not envious at workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in Jehovah, and do good. Dwell in the land, and feed securely. And delight thyself in Jehovah, and he will give thee the desires of thy heart. Commit thy way to Jehovah, and trust in him, and he will do it. And he will bring out thy righteousness as the light, and thy right as the noonday. Be silent before Jehovah, and wait for him. Fret not thyself at one that prospers in his way, at the man who brings evil devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself. It is only to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off, and those who wait on Jehovah, they shall inherit the land. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be, and thou shalt attentively consider his place, and it shall not be. But the humble shall inherit the land, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plots against the righteous, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. The Lord will laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and they have bent their bow, to cast down the humble and needy, to slay such as are of upright conduct. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Better is a little that the righteous man has, than the abundance of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Jehovah upholds the righteous. Jehovah knows the days of the upright, and their heritage shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in an evil time, and in days of famine they shall be satisfied. For the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Jehovah are as the beauty of the pastures. They consume, in smoke they consume away. The wicked borrows, and pays not, but the righteous shows favor and gives. For they that are blessed of him shall inherit the land, and they that are cursed of him shall be cut off. A man's steps are ordered by Jehovah, and he delights in his way. For though he fall, he shall not be cast down, for Jehovah upholds his hand. I have been young, and have also become old, and I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. All the day he shows favor and lends, and his seed are for a blessing. Depart from evil and do good, and abide forevermore. For Jehovah loves judgment, and he will not forsake his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked is cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and shall dwell forever upon it. The mouth of the righteous will utter wisdom, and his tongue will speak what is right. The law of God is in his heart. His steps shall not waver. The wicked watches for the righteous, and seeks to slay him. Jehovah will not leave him in his hand, and will not condemn him when he is judged. Wait on Jehovah, and keep his way, and he will exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I saw a wicked man in great power, and spreading himself like a tree flourishing in its native soil. And one passed by, and behold, he was not. And I sought him, and he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for there is a future to the man of peace. But transgressors are destroyed together. The future of the wicked is cut off. And the salvation of the righteous is of Jehovah, their stronghold in time of trouble. And Jehovah has helped them and delivered them. He will deliver them from the wicked, and will save them, for they have trusted in him. Psalm 38, a psalm of David, to bring to remembrance. Jehovah, do not in thy wrath rebuke me, and do not in thy hot displeasure correct me. For thine arrows are sunk into me, and thy hand has come down upon me. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger. There is no health in my bones because of my sin, for my iniquities are gone over my head. As a heavy burden they are too heavy for me. My stripes are putrid and running because of my foolishness. I writhe, I am greatly bowed down. I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with burning, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am benumbed and bruised exceedingly. I cry out from the disquietude of my heart. Lord, all my desire is before thee, and my sighing is not hidden from thee. My heart flutters, my strength fails me, and the light of my eyes, they also are gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my stroke, and my neighbors stand afar off. And they that seek for my soul lay snares, and they that search for my harm speak mischievous things, and they devise deceits all the day long. But I, as a deaf man, hear not, and as a dumb man opens not his mouth. And I am as a man that hears not, and in his mouth are no reproofs. For thee, Jehovah, do I wait. Thou wilt answer, O Lord my God. For I said, lest they shall rejoice over me, act proudly against me when my foot wavers. For as for me, I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. For I will declare my iniquity, will be anxious for my sin. But my deadly enemies are strong, and many are they that hate me without cause, and that requite me evil for good. They oppose me in return for my seeking good. Forsake me not, O Jehovah. My God, be not far from me. Hasten to my help, O Lord, my salvation. Psalm 39. To the chief musician, to Jeduthun, a psalm of David. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep a muzzle to my mouth, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me. While I mused, the fire kindles. I spoke with my tongue. Make me know, O Jehovah, my end, and the measure of my days, what it is. Let me know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as handbreadths, and my fleeting life is as nothing before thee. Surely a mere breath is every man in his best estate. Pause. Surely every man walks in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heaps up treasures and knows not who will gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope, it is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the reproach of fools. I was dumb. I will not open my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the strife of thy hand. With rebukes for iniquity thou dost correct man, and waste as the moth what he delights in. Surely every man is vanity. Pause. Hear my prayer, O Jehovah, and give ear to my cry for help. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, a sojourner like all my fathers. Look away from me, and let me cheer up, before I go hence, and be no more. Psalm 40. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. I waited patiently for Jehovah, and he inclined to me and heard my cry for help. And he brought me out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock. He made my steps firm. And he put in my mouth a new song, praise to our God. Many will see and fear and will trust in Jehovah. Happy the man who has made Jehovah his trust, and has not turned unto the proud, and such as swerve to falsehood. Many things hast thou done, Jehovah my God, thy wonders and thy thoughts toward us. They cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. I would declare and speak them. They are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offering thou hast not desired. My ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering thou hast not required. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, I delight to do thy will, O my God, and thy law is within my heart. I preached glad tidings of righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, my lips I do not restrain. Jehovah, thou knowest. Thy righteousness I have not hid within my heart. Thy faithfulness and thy salvation I have declared. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. Thou, O Jehovah, wilt not withhold thy compassions from me. Thy loving kindness and thy truth will ever preserve me. For evils have gathered upon me, till they are without number. My iniquities have overtaken me, and I cannot behold them. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart fails me. Be pleased, O Jehovah, to rescue me. Jehovah, hasten to my help. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be turned backward and put to shame that delight in my harm. Let them be desolate because of their shame, they that say to me, Aha! Aha! Let all that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let those say always, Jehovah be magnified, who love thy salvation. But I am afflicted and needy, and the Lord will think upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. My God, do not delay. Psalm 41. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Happy he that considers the poor. In the day of evil, Jehovah will deliver him. Jehovah will keep him and preserve him alive. He shall be prospered in the land, and thou wilt not give him up to the will of his enemies. Jehovah will strengthen him on the couch of languishing. Thou wilt make all his bed in his sickness. As for me, I said, Jehovah, be gracious to me. Heal my soul, for I have sinned against thee. My enemies say evil of me. When will he die and his name perish? And if he come to see, he speaks falsehood. In his heart he gathers up to himself mischief. He goes forth, he tells it abroad. Together they whisper against me, all they that hate me. Against me they devise my harm. Some evil thing, they say, cleaves fast to him. And where he lies, he shall rise up no more. Yea, my familiar friend, in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, lifted the heel against me. And thou, Jehovah, be gracious to me, and raise me up, that I may requite them. By this I know that thou delightest in me, because my enemy shall not triumph over me. And as for me, in my integrity thou hast upheld me, and hast set me before thy face forever. Blessed be Jehovah, God of Israel, from everlasting and to everlasting. Amen and amen. Second book. Psalms 42 and 43. To the chief musician, didactic psalm of the sons of Korah. As the hart pants after the water brooks, so does my soul pant for thee, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have become my food day and night, while they continually say to me, Where is thy God? These things will I call to mind, and pour out my heart within me, when I shall pass along in the thick crowd, shall move onward with them to the house of God, with the voice of joy and praise, a festive throng. Why art thou bowed down, my soul, and art disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. My soul is bowed down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hermons from the Mount Mizar. Deep calls to deep at the noise of thy waterfalls. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. By day will Jehovah command his loving kindness, and by night shall his song be with me, a prayer to the God of my life. I will say to God my rock, Why hast thou forgotten me? Why do I go mourning for the oppression of the enemy? As with a crushing in my bones my enemies reproach me, while they continually say to me, Where is thy God? Why art thou bowed down, my soul, and why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. Judge me, O God, and plead my cause. From an ungodly nation, from the deceitful and unjust man, thou wilt deliver me. For thou art the God of my strength. Why hast thou cast me off? Why do I go mourning for the oppression of the enemy? Send out thy light and thy truth. They shall guide me. They shall bring me to thy holy mount, and to thy tabernacles. And I shall come to the altar of God, to God my exceeding joy, and I will praise thee upon the harp, O God, my God. Why art thou bowed down, my soul, and why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. Psalm 44. To the chief musician, didactic psalm of the sons of Korah. O God, we have heard with our ears, our fathers have told us, the work thou didst work in their days, in the days of old. Thou with thy hand didst dispossess the heathen, and them thou plantedst, didst crush peoples, and them thou didst extend. For not by their sword did they possess the land, and their arm did not save them. But thy right hand and thy arm, and the light of thy countenance, because thou didst favor them. Thou art he, my king, O God. Command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee shall we push down our foes. Through thy name shall we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, and my sword will not save me. For thou hast saved us from our foes, and them that hate us thou hast put to shame. In God will we glory all the day, and thy name forever will we praise. Pause. Yet thou didst cast us off and put us to shame, and thou goest not forth with our armies. Thou makest us turn back from the foe, and they that hate us spoil for themselves. Thou givest us as sheep for food, and scatterest us among the heathen. Thou sellest thy people for naught, and hast not increased by their price. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are about us. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the peoples. All the day my disgrace is before me, and the shame of my face covers me, for the voice of him that reproaches and blasphemes on account of the enemy and revenger. All this is come upon us, and we have not forgotten thee, and have not been false to thy covenant. Our heart has not turned back, nor our steps declined from thy way, that thou shouldst have crushed us in the place of howling beasts, and covered over us with a shadow of death. If we have forgotten the name of our God, and spread out our hands to a strange God, shall not God search this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart, because for thy sake we are slain all the day long, are accounted as sheep for slaughter. Arouse thee. Why sleepest thou, O Lord? Awake, do not cast off forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face? forgettest our affliction and our oppression. For our soul is bowed down to the dust, our belly cleaves to the earth. Arise, a help for us, and redeem us for thy mercy's sake. Psalm 45. To the chief musician, after the melody, Lilies. Didactic psalm of the sons of Korah. A song of delights. My heart is overflowing with a goodly theme. I say, my work is for a king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Fair, fair art thou above the sons of men. Grace is poured into thy lips, therefore has God blessed thee forever. Gird thy sword on the thigh, O mighty one, thy honor and thy majesty, and in thy majesty ride prosperously, for the sake of truth and humble right. And thy right hand will teach thee fearful deeds. Thine arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies. Peoples shall fall under thee. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Thou hast loved righteousness and hated wickedness. Therefore God, thy God, has anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. Myrrh and aloes, cassia are all thy garments. From palaces of ivory stringed instruments cheer thee. Daughters of kings are among thy precious ones. At thy right hand stands the queen in gold of Ophir. Hearken, daughter, and behold, and incline thine ear, and forget thy people and thy father's house, and let the king desire thy beauty, for he is thy Lord, and do thou do him homage. And the daughter of Tyre with a gift shall court thy favor, the rich ones of the people. All glorious is the king's daughter within, of gold embroidery is her apparel. In gaily wrought garments she shall be conducted to the king. Virgins behind her, her companions, brought in to thee. They shall be conducted with gladness and rejoicing. They shall enter into the palace of the king. In place of thy fathers shall be thy sons. Thou shalt set them for princes in all the earth. I will cause thy name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore shall peoples praise thee forever and ever. The end of Psalms 31 through 45. Recording by Mark Penfold.